Well, good evening everyone. Welcome to another quiz. I'm going to dedicate the quiz today to Jay. Passed away the other day, but got some, wherever it is. There we go. JIPA. So, there you go. Got 40 questions to go through today. We've got general knowledge, places, some pictures, and then we've got 10 easy questions. I don't think the connection's very good today. Don't know why. It's one of those things, I guess. So if I can find myself, then we'll get started. I'll tell you what, I'm going to pour my beer. There we go. Into the boot. Is anybody else looking forward to the Barber's opening? Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Right, where's my telephone gone? It's here. I might be talking to myself, I don't know. See if anybody's playing. Kieran, Jenny, Victoria, Martin. I think Jeff's played in Hawaii as well. He might be a little bit later logging on because it's about 10 in the morning there. John and Emma, hello, you're playing too? Okay. Right, without further ado, we'll get started. I've got a bit of a hair thing going on. The sooner the barber opens, the better. But I'm guessing we're all in the same boat there. Got some questions on here somewhere. Yes, there we go. We've had a broken light bulb, so it might be a bit darker than usual. We just haven't replaced it yet. Oh, hello, Mum. Okay, we'll start with question number 1, because that seems a very good place to start. Question 1, what was Andrei Jacques Gagarin the first to do from a height of 2,230 feet in 1797? That's pretty high up. Question 1, what was Andrei Jacques Gagarin the first to do from a height of 2,230 feet in 1797? So back then, how could you get to that height and what would you do when you were there? Questions seem to start a little bit harder and then get easier as we go on. Question number 2. Lewis Edson Waterman was the inventor of what writing implement? So if you don't know it, I think you could take a pretty good guess. Question number 2. Lewis Edson Waterman was the inventor of what writing implement? Hello. Has he had his bath? Yes. Somebody who's being bathed at the moment, is much to his enjoyment. Moving on, question number 3. What does a lepidopterist collect? You know that one? No? Question 3. What does a lepidopterist collect? It's not lepers or leopards. It's not stamps either. What does a lepidopterist collect? Seemed a bit difficult, the first few questions today. Yes, I know there's some very easy ones coming up. Would you like to have a look? No. Okay. See you in the morning. Night night. Okay, moving on to question number 4. The US frontierswoman Martha Jane Burke is better remembered by which name? Martha Jane Burke. Question 4. The US frontierswoman Martha Jane Burke is better remembered by which name? Question number 5. The first 2 winners of the Miss World contest in 1951 and 1952 came from which Northern European country? So it's a Northern European country. Thinking of the 1950s, they were probably blonde, so that might help. Question 5. The first 2 winners of the Miss World contest in 1951 and 1952 came from which Northern European country? Moving on to question number 6. In which state of the USA would you be in if you were using the Bay Area Rapid Transit System? So the Bay Area Rapid Transit System. Which state of the USA would you be in if you were using it? Not actually sure what it is. It sounds like a tram or something similar. In fact, I'll have a look. Or I'll try to anyway. There's not much room on here today because we put a printer in place. Bay Area Rapid Transit. Oh, it's a railway. The Bay Area Rapid Transit System is a railway which is overground and underground. But which US state would you be in if you were using it? Moving on, question number 7. What shape does fusilli Italian pasta have? That's the Fusilli. Fusilli pasta. What shape does it have? Is it little squares or tubes or round things, shells? It's not those long things. Question 7. What shape does fusilli Italian pasta have? Moving on to question number 8. My very educated mother just served us nachos is a mnemonic for what? So that's MVEMJSUN. My very educated mother just served us nachos. MVEMJSUN. Just read those letters again. MVEMJSUN. My very educated mother just served us nachos is a mnemonic for what? Moving on to question number 9. What is the outermost part of the sun's atmosphere that can be seen with the naked eye during a total eclipse called? So in a total eclipse of the sun, that glowy bit round the edge, what's that called? Question 9. What is the outermost part of the sun's atmosphere that can be seen with the naked eye during a total eclipse called? Moving on, question 10. Who is Popeye's nemesis and arch rival for the love of olive oil? Question 10. Who is Popeye's nemesis and arch rival for the love of olive oil? Okay, that was the end of the first round. I think they were a little bit tricky, but you should have got at least some. The next round is called Places. 10 questions about places. Pretty sure that they're all British places. Yep. So question 11. Which English city on the south coast, which features a royal pavilion, was named Britain's happiest place to live in 2015? So question 11. Which English city on the south coast, which features a royal pavilion, was named Britain's happiest place to live in 2015? So it's a city, it's on the south coast, and it has a royal pavilion. Moving on to question 12. Which D is a northern England town on the banks of the River Skerne? So it's a northern England town, begins with a D. It's on the banks of the River Skerne. What's the name of the town? It's got a big connection with railways. As you enter the town, there's a giant kind of sculpture built out of red bricks of a steam locomotive. Question 12. Which D is a northern England town on the banks of the River Skerne? It's famous for railways. There's a big brick steam locomotive as you enter the town, and it's in the northeast, so a few more little clues there. Question number 13. The River Derwent enters the Irish Sea at which coastal town in Cumbria? Is it Workington, Hartlepool or Kendal? There is more than one River Derwent in the UK. Question 13. The River Derwent enters the Irish Sea at which coastal town in Cumbria? Is it Workington, Hartlepool or Kendal? Question number 14, true or false? Just outside Durham, there is a village called Pity Me. Yes or no, true or false? Question number 15. Which town or city is the largest settlement in Scotland beginning with the letter D? It's not the largest in Scotland, but it's the largest one beginning with the letter D. Question 15. Which town or city is the largest settlement in Scotland beginning with the letter D? Question number 16, another true or false. Rutland water is a naturally occurring lake. Is that true or false? Question 16, true or false? Rutland water is a naturally occurring lake. Question 17. In which English county might you find the towns Darwin and Nelson? Question 17. In which English county might you find the towns Darwin and Nelson? Both shitholes? Whoops. Moving on to question 18. Which is taller, the Eiffel Tower or Blackpool Tower? Question 18. Which is taller, the Eiffel Tower or Blackpool Tower? I'm sure we've had that question maybe 6 or 7 times before. But do you remember? Question 19. Which river flows through Derby? Question 19. Which river flows through Derby? There's more than one river in the UK with the same name. And finally for this round, which river does the River Trent flow into? So before it reaches the sea, the River Trent flows into another river. What is the name of that river? Question 20. Which river does the River Trent flow into? Okay, we're going to have a tiny little break now, minute maybe, and then we will go through the answers to the first two rounds and we'll go into the picture round. So I will see you shortly. If I can find the window. Ah, there it is. It's me again. Yes, see you shortly. I shall say that again, I seem to be back. Ooh. Well, that's a different view, isn't it? Okay, we're going to go through the answers now and then we'll do some pictures. Let's have a look if I can find the pictures, that is. Right. There we go. Just give everybody a minute to return from filling a glass or a bowl or wherever. Okay, question 1. What was André Jacques Garnerin? It's difficult to say his name. What was André Jacques Garnerin the first to do from a height of 2,230 feet in 1797? Now, that was parachute jump from a hot air balloon. Question number 2. Louis Edison Waterman was the inventor of what writing implement? And that was a fountain pen. Question number 3. What does a lepidopterist collect? It's butterflies and moths. I'm guessing they're the dead ones that you see stuck, pinned under a frame kind of thing. Strange, strange thing. I suppose if they're old, it's a bit like taxidermy. Well, there you go. A lepidopterist collects butterflies and moths. Question number 4. The US frontierswoman Martha Jane Burke is better remembered by which name? That's Calamity Jane. Question 5. The first 2 winners of the Miss World contest in 1951 and 1952 came from which Northern European country? That was Sweden. Question 6. In which state of the USA would you be in if you were using the Bay Area Rapid Transit System? That's California. So, had a 1 in 52 chance if you didn't know. Actually, no, you had a 1 in 50 chance. There's 50 states in the USA, not 52. Question number 7. What shape does fusilli Italian pasta have? Well, they're those funny corkscrew things, so a corkscrew kind of shape will do. Question 8. My very educated mother just served us nachos is a mnemonic for what? That's M for Mars, V for Venus, E for Earth, M for Mars, J for Jupiter, S for Saturn, U for Uranus, and N for Neptune. So it's the planets in the solar system. Question 9. What's the outermost part of the Sun's atmosphere that can be seen with the naked eye during a total eclipse called? Well, that's the corona. And finally for that round, question 10. Who is Popeye's nemesis and arch rival for the love of olive oil? It's Bluto. In some versions he appeared as Brutus, so if you put Brutus that's fine too, but Bluto is what I know him as. Moving on to the next round, which was places. Question 11. Which English city on the south coast, which features a royal pavilion, was named Britain's happiest place to live in 2015? It was Brighton. Question 12. Which D is a northern England town on the banks of the River Skerne? It's Darlington. It also had pretty much the first railway in the world as well. just carry coal trucks, not passengers. Question 13. The River Derwent enters the Irish Sea at which coastal town in Cumbria? You could have chosen Workington, Hartlepool or Kendal. Only one of those is a coastal town in Cumbria, and that's Workington. Question 14, that was true or false. There's a village called Pity Me just outside Durham. That's true. There is. Question 15, which town or city is the largest settlement in Scotland, beginning with the letter D? It's Dundee. There are larger settlements in Scotland, but that's the only one beginning with a, well, that's the largest beginning with the letter D. Dundee. Question 16, true or false? Rutland Water is a naturally occurring lake. Well, that's false. It's man-made. It was constructed in 1976. Question 17. In which English county might you find the towns Darwin and Nelson? Well, that's in Lancashire. And Nelson's the kind of town where journalists from London go if they want to do a report on northern social deprivation. Not the nicest place. It's got some lovely countryside around it, mind you. Question 18. Which is taller, the Eiffel Tower or Blackpool Tower? Well, it's the Eiffel Tower by quite a bit. Blackpool Tower is 158 metres tall. Eiffel Tower is 324 metres tall, according to this screen that I'm looking at anyway. Question 19. Which river flows through Derby? Like I said before, there's more than one river with this name. It's the River Derwent. And finally, question 20. Which river does the River Trent flow into? It flows into the Humber. Then it goes on under the Humber Bridge through Hull and out into the sea. Okay, we're going to move on to the pictures now. Oh, yeah, I'm still a funny size, so I'll just make myself a bit smaller. Probably best for everybody, really. And today's pictures, they are all monuments in the United States. All you have to do is decide which state they are in. Here comes the first one. So that's obviously the Statue of Liberty, but in which American state is it located? If you don't know it, you've got a 1 in 50 chance. So picture 1, question 21. In which US state would you find that landmark? I thought I'd start with an easy one. Well, most of them are easy. I think that there's one obscure one. You can see there's some people stood up there. And it was designed by the same bloke who built the Eiffel Tower. It was a present to the United States. There we go. Picture 2, question 22. In which American state would you find that landmark? Would it help if I told you it was the Alamo? picture 2, question 22. In which US state would you find that landmark? Moving on to picture number 3, which is question 23. There's 2 landmarks available in that photo. You can choose either of them. One of them's a prison, the other one is the Golden Gate Bridge. But what state is it in? By what state, I don't mean is it dilapidated or in very good condition. Which US state? Okay, I don't have an assistant today. We've been very busy, so she's gone to bed a bit tired. So I'm going to have to get my own beer. There we go. Okay, let's move on to picture number 4, which will be question 24. Now that one's a bit more tricky. It's currently under construction and there's doubts if it will ever be finished, I think. But it is a memorial to Crazy Horse, who is this... Where's he gone? Is this chap down here, and it's eventually supposed to be looking like him. They're making I think the face is completed there. They still need to work on his pointy finger and the horse. Will it ever be complete? I don't know. So that is the Crazy Horse Memorial, but in which US state will you find it? Apparently it's worth visiting. I got the idea for this round from a web page called something like the best 30 landmarks to visit in the United States, and it was up there at the top. So, well, when I say the top, it was close to the top. Pouring my beer. There we go, picture 4, question 24, the Crazy Horse Memorial, but you would find it in which US state? Moving on to picture number 5, which is question 25. Could be a bit trickier, that one. It's an arch. In fact, I've forgotten myself. It's the Gateway Arch, and it is in St. Louis. It is the tallest monument in the United States, and it is the tallest arch in the world. But what state is it in? It's in a city called St. Louis, which will help if you don't know where the arch is. Whether you can climb it or not, I don't know. I'm guessing someone's tried, and I really hope that they made a swing at the top. That's the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, but which American state is that? Moving on to picture number 6, which will be question 26. Now that's damn big. That's the Hoover Dam. But in which state will you find it? Where is the Hoover Dam? It's been on many television and film programs. Television programs and films. The Hoover Dam. In which US state will you find the Hoover Dam? Hey, I thought it was on the Colorado River. It is on the Colorado River. But I had to do a quick check to make sure. So that's the Hoover Dam. It's on the Colorado River, but in which US state will you find it? Moving on to picture number 7, which is question 27. That's called the Liberty Bell. Picture 7, question 27. In which US state will you find the Liberty Bell? See, it's got a big crack on it just there. Not sure why. Maybe I can have a look. The Liberty Bell. In February 1846, it was rung on President's Day, and then it cracked, so they stopped ringing it. Here's the Liberty Bell. In which US state will you find the Liberty Bell? Okay, moving on to question number 28, which will be picture 8. There we go. That's the Lincoln Memorial. Where is it? Which US state will you find the Lincoln Memorial? Could be a bit of a red herring, this one. Picture 8, question 28, the Lincoln Memorial. In which US state would you find it? You know that one. In which US state would you find the Lincoln Memorial?
Washington.
State.
Washington was a state. Where is it then?
It's just there. Picture number 8, question 28. In which US state would you find the Lincoln Memorial? Moving on to picture number 9. So that, as you can see, is Mount Rushmore. Which US state would you find Mount Rushmore? If you notice, Mr. Trump's head is not on there. I think they are the founding fathers or something like that. Like George Washington. Don't know the names of the others. Well, I probably do, but I can't remember. So picture 9, question 29. Mount Rushmore is in which US state? Okay, moving on to picture number 10, which will be question 2010, question 30. There we go. Jeff will know this one. Some kind of sunken boat theme going on just there. If you don't know what it is, it's the Pearl Harbor National Memorial. Yes, I couldn't remember the name of the boat that's under the water there. It's the USS Arizona. So that's the remains of the USS Arizona, which is, well, it was bombed in Pearl Harbor. Well, which American state will you find that? I wasn't going to tell you it was in Pearl Harbor, I was just going to tell you that it was the memorial to the USS Arizona, but I could not remember the name of the boat. So you got a bit more of a clue there. It's an interesting fact, there's still 1,102 bodies on that ship. And anybody who served on that ship can be requested to be actually buried there, I believe. Picture 10, question 30. The USS Arizona Memorial is in which US state? Okay, that's the end of the picture round. Well, either love it or hate it, but we don't have a Marmite round today. Instead, we've got 10 further easy questions, which will take the total question count up to 40. So today the score will be out of 40. Before that, if anybody's got a drink ready, I'm just going to raise a toast to Jay. See you later. Was that the best thing to say? Probably not. Here's to Jay. Didn't actually know him that well. Saw him in the beer shack every now and then. Played the quiz every week. So, shame he's not playing now. It catches up with us all in the end. Okay, moving on, we are going to now yes, do the final 10 easy questions. We'll start it with question 31. Question 31, what was the playwright Shakespeare's first name? Question 31, what was the playwright Shakespeare's first name? It wasn't Bill. And right now he had a better haircut than me. Question number 32. On a standard UK Monopoly board, which is the most expensive location? What's the most expensive square to land on if you don't own it, or the most profitable if you do? Question 32. On a standard UK Monopoly board, which is the most expensive location? Or square, I suppose. Are they squares? They're more rectangles, I think. Question number 33. Who is Queen Elizabeth II's oldest son? Question 33. Who is Queen Elizabeth II's oldest son? Question 34. Which US state is biggest by population? I won't say that was a very easy one. Question 34. Which US state is biggest by population? Again, you've got a 1 in 50 chance. And I doubt it's Arizona. Well, it's not. I can see the answer. Question number 35. What position did footballer Peter Schmeichel play for Manchester United? Question 35. What position did footballer Peter Schmeichel play for Manchester United? Question 36. Complete the title of this George Orwell novel. 1980. Question 36. Complete the title of this George Orwell novel. 1980. Question 37. Along similar lines, complete the title of this George Orwell novel. Animal. Question 37. Complete the title of this George Orwell novel. Animal. That was a different question, but I've just changed it right this second because it wasn't very fitting. Question number 38. Which city is the capital of Spain? Question 38. Which city is the capital city of Spain? Question 39. Which American singer is famous for My Way, Fly Me to the Moon, and New York, New York? Question 39. Which American singer is famous for My Way, Fly Me to the Moon, and New York, New York? And finally for tonight, question number 40. Jacques Chirac, Nicolas Sarkozy, and Francois Hollande all served as president of which country? Question 40. Jacques Chirac, Nicolas Sarkozy, and Francois Hollande all served as president of which country? Okay, I'm just going to rewind the pictures. Take 2 minutes, then we'll come back with the answers to the pictures and the final round. Then you can send in some scores and we'll do a little prize draw, see if somebody can win some sweeties. Okay, I'll just rewind these. Back we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go. Okay, I shall be back in a sec. Okay, I seem to have reappeared. Right. So the picture round. All I did was show you 10 pictures of famous US landmarks, and all you had to do was to correctly guess, I suppose, the state in which these landmarks are located. So picture 1, question 21, that's the Statue of Liberty. And Statue of Liberty is located in New York City, which is in New York State. Picture number 2, that's the Alamo, and it is in Texas. Picture 2, the Alamo is in Texas. Picture number 3, there in the background you can see the Golden Gate Bridge. In front, that's Alcatraz, and that's in, where is it? It's in San Francisco in California. Picture 4, the Crazy Horse Memorial. Will it ever be finished? I do not know. But, what does that say? Well, it didn't say anything, it was a squiggle. The Crazy Horse Memorial is in South Dakota. Picture number 5, that is the Gateway Arch in St. Louis. But we need to know the state. The state is Missouri. Picture 6, question 26, that's the Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam is in Nevada. Picture number 7, question number 27, that's the Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell is in Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. Picture 8, question 28, that's the Lincoln Memorial, and the Lincoln Memorial, that's in Washington, D.C., which is not in any state. It used to be in the District of Columbia, I think, which is what the D.C. stands for, but Washington, D.C. is pretty much the answer. It isn't in a state. Picture number 9, that's Mount Rushmore. Mr. Trump didn't get on back. There we go. Mr. Trump didn't get his head on there. Why would he? And it's in South Dakota, the same as the Crazy Horse thing. Finally, for that round, picture 10, that's the memorial to the USS Arizona, which is in Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. I hope you like those. I found them quite interesting. Okay, we're going to move on now to the final few questions. I'll see if I can get rid of those pictures for a moment. Yep, that's the pictures gone. Okay, so the last 10 questions were easy questions. And we started at 31 with what was the playwright William Shakespeare's first name? I've just given it away, it was William. What was the playwright Shakespeare's first name? It was William, not Bill. 32. On a standard UK Monopoly board, which is the most expensive location? That's Mayfair. Question 33. Who is Queen Elizabeth II's oldest son? Prince Charles. Question 34. Which US state is biggest by population? That's California. Question 35. What position did footballer Peter Schmeichel play for Manchester United? He was the goalie, the goalkeeper. Question 36. Complete the title of this George Orwell novel. 1980. 4. Question 37. I replaced that at the last moment because it was inappropriate. Which was also complete the title of this George Orwell novel. Animal Farm. Question 38. Which city is the capital city of Spain? That's Madrid. 39. Which American singer is famous for My Way, Fly Me to the Moon, and New York, New York? That was Frank Sinatra. And finally, question 40. Jacques Chirac, Nicolas Sarkozy, and François Hollande all served as president of which country? It was France. Okay, hope you all enjoyed playing today. I'm going to allocate a couple of numbers to people who are signed in to say they're playing. While I'm doing that, if you want to send in some scores, I can always read them out. If I can find it. Okay, we'll do Kieran number 1, Jenny number 2, Victoria number 3, Martin 4, Emma and John 5, Mama 6, and that's it. Let's have a look. Come on. Right, well, there we have. If you can see that, I don't know. 1 to 6. If I press the button, where is the button? This is difficult to do actually, because I can't see where the button is. Where is it? It's number 2. Right, who was number 2? Let's have a look. Jenny, you want some sweets? We can drop them off to you, or we can make a donation to the food bank. Either way, we don't mind. Kieran scored 34, which is good. John and Emma scored 30, which is good. Matt's playing, didn't know that, sorry. Well done, Matt. Victoria scored 29, which is good. I'm getting lost. Matt scored 15. Getting somewhere. Martin down in Norfolk scored 31. Mama scored 26. And I think that's about it really, isn't it? Okay, thanks for playing everybody. We will be back at the same time next week. I think 8:15 is a little bit better than 8 o'clock. It gives me time to finish my dinner and have a cup of tea. So cheers everyone, thanks for playing. Good night.